Based on all your comments, I know a lot of people have been waiting for my review of Ferrofish's new Pulse 8 AE. Well, today is that day. This unit enables you to add an additional 8 I/O to your existing interface via ADAT. You can take advantage of all 8 I/O on this unit in 96 or 192, but you will need 2 sets of ADAT I/O on the back of your recording interface. It will require all 16 I/O to be able to record at 96 or 192. For those of you recording at 44.1 or 48, you just need to use 1 set of ADAT I/O on your interface. This unit is absolutely fantastic for adding hardware inserts to your existing interface, or if you happen to need additional I/O, you can do that with the Pulse 8. As an example, I have a Pulse 16 here in my studio that I've been using with my RME UFX Plus. Most of my hardware inserts are done through my Pulse 16, and I absolutely love that unit, so I've had high expectations for this unit. Now, on this unit, you can control all of the settings from the front of the unit. I was reading a lot of questions over the thread over at Gearspace and realized there were some people who felt like you had to use their existing application to be able to control these things, and that is not the case. The application simply allows you to do it on your computer versus the front of the unit. It's very easy to go through the settings of this and adjust however you may wish. I'm probably going through some video of that right now showing you how some of that is done. It does have a headphone out on it, of which you can adjust the level within the settings. You can also add MIDI I/O to it, but you will need to purchase a separate cable from Ferrofish. This unit is rack mountable, but you will also need to purchase a separate rack mount if you choose to rack mount yours. Now, I do have a little bit of quibble with Ferrofish on this. I think the MIDI cable should have been included automatically. I can understand charging for the additional rack mount because not everybody's going to need that. However, at $50, it seems quite pricey. That's my 2 cents. But you can rack mount this, but you will need to purchase that separately. So realize that before you purchase it, and probably go ahead and add that to your cart before you check out. All of the I/O on the back is done via 1/4-inch balanced cables. You can buy a simple snake that will either take 1/4-inch to 1/4-inch balanced, or take 1/4-inch to XLR male, and then 1/4-inch to XLR female. Of course, the 1/4-inch needs to be balanced. If you're using DB25, then you can also buy that cable as well. You can do clocking if you choose to, using your typical BNC cables, and link that to word clock. This also perfectly syncs well if you're just going via ADAT. I have it connected via ADAT and I've had no issues whatsoever. If you happen to be an existing RME user and you use Total Mix, on a side note, if you've been struggling with Total Mix, I have a series of videos. It's 4 separate videos that really break down Total Mix in a very simplistic way that can help you get over that challenge very quickly. If you already know how to use it, then I guess you know if you know. Total Mix is an incredibly powerful unit, but some people tend to have a hard time wrapping their head around it, and if that is you, please check out those videos on my channel. They, of course, are free to watch. For most of you, your question is, okay, Barry, enough of the features and everything. We see all that, and all of that is great, but how does it sound? How's the digital conversion on this unit? Now, I'm going to compare it to both my RME UFX, and I'm also going to compare it to the Pulse 16. If you're not aware, Ferrofish also makes the A32, which is a step above the Pulse 16, more in a professional grade conversion that adds 32 I/O. For me, the conversion on this is slightly better than the 16 and quite not as good as the A32. Now, keep in mind when we're talking about these things, oftentimes we are splitting hairs, people, okay? There are some people who obsess about that. In my opinion on that, for the most part, is to the end listener, it's really not going to make any difference. They simply will never notice. Will it help you make better decisions in the mixing stage? Yes, it will. So ultimately, for the price range, I think the conversion on this is absolutely outstanding. Outstanding. It's solidly built, very flexible, and it gives the ability to route it in many different ways. I think it's an absolutely great unit, and I think Ferrofish hit it out of the park. Now, those who've been watching my channel know that I gave a very positive review of Arturia Audio's 8 in and 8 out. That's their X8 in and their X8 out, and that happens to be right here. These units are also very good in their price range. But I would say, in my opinion, the Ferrofish Pulse 8AE is superior to those two. Now, if you add the cost of both of those together and compare it to the price of this, they're not that far off, and I would encourage you to spend a little bit more money and go with the Pulse 8. Doesn't mean that these are not great. They are great for their price range as well, but there's always going to be competition that is sneaking up on them, just like any other particular piece of gear. Now, if you happen to need just an additional 8 inputs, but you don't need the outputs, maybe you're tracking drums or something like that, and you have some external mic preamps that you need to connect, then I would say go with the Arturia Audio 8N. But you never know when you're going to need to grow. And that's why I say save your money up and go for the Pulse 8. If you never need it, so what? But if you do need it, it's there. And it is an absolutely fantastic unit. No diss on Arturia Audio. They make good products, okay? But this one, I'd have to say I prefer it over those. Now, I'm not going to give you audio examples. If you haven't figured it out yet, it is impossible to give solid audio examples when it comes to conversion or things like that because of what YouTube does to the audio and your upload process. There's a lot of things happening behind the scenes. There's been multiple videos by other people out there demonstrating the difference of this. And ultimately, you just can't really trust that as a platform for it. If you don't want to trust my opinion, then you can simply purchase the unit and then return it if it doesn't do what you think it will do for you. Really is that simple. Now, I am part of the affiliate program with Sweetwater. There's a link down below. So if you do purchase this or any other piece of gear, I get a small cut of that. It ensures that no gear manufacturer will ever have any impact on my opinions on this channel. They never have and they never will. So I'd appreciate it if you'd use that link down below. I know Sweetwater has a very, very good return policy. If you're not happy with it, you simply return it. So give it a shot on your own in your own studio. I promise you, you will be very happy with it. If you're not, I'll be very surprised, honestly. I'll be very surprised. And then lastly, I also have another business called Artisan Woodshed. You can go to www.artisanwoodshed.com, where I am a woodworker and I make custom desktop enclosures for Soft Tubes Console 1 MK3 as well as a Fader MK3. I can do them double, triple wide. I set them in a great angle and make them very ergonomic. I'm in the process right now of working on one for PreSonus's Fader Port 16. So look forward to that coming up real soon, and then some others develop down the road. So go take a look at that, www.artisanwoodshed.com. So in the end, I think this unit is well worth the price. Actually, I think it's one heck of a bang for the buck, honestly. And I am going to keep this in my studio because I do need additional 8 I/O in my studio. So this is going to remain here, so I will be ordering the rack mount for it. I do want to give a thanks out to Synthax for sending me this unit. If you didn't know it, Synthax is a parent company for both Ferrofish and RME. They sent this product to me to review, and so I appreciate you trusting me with that. Now again, you guys can come to your own conclusions. I promise you, you cannot go wrong with this unit, and this is definitely a strong recommendation for a purchase. Again, if you do happen to purchase it and you want to help me out, it's only if you choose to, please use the link to Sweetwater down below. It really does help me out. Leave me some comments. Tell me what you think. I do have a little special thing for you at the end of this video, so stay tuned, be patient, and check it out. I think you'll like what you see if you haven't seen it already. But until next time, hope every single one of you have a great day. Bye-bye.
Look, if you had one shot, or one opportunity to seize every bass you ever wanted in one moment, would you tap it or just let it slap?
Bye.